Thank you for choosing Aurora Rally equipment and welcome to the Aurora T700 Rally Kit installation video. We will guide you step by step on how to install the kit on your bike. Installation should take 3 to 5 hours in total, depending on your skill level. Please remember that if you don't feel comfortable at any stage of the installation, to contact either a professional or Aurora Rally equipment. Prevention is always better than a cure. Start by carefully opening the kit box. Take out the kit parts and place them on a clean surface. Start disassembling the bike by removing the side panels. Use an 8mm wrench to remove the 6 bolts. 3 bolts that secure the radiator guard on the inside of the panel and another 3 on the outside. Push the panel towards the rear of the bike to release it from the securing slots. Before removing the panel, disconnect the turn indicator. Remove the plastic clips on the front of the tank cover. Remove the 2 bolts that keep the plastic vent in place. Remove the front and rear seat. Remove the 3 Allen bolts that keep the small frame cover in place. Remove the 2 Allen bolts on the rear and the plastic clips on the front of the tank cover. Remove the fuel cap. Make sure nothing falls in the tank while the cap is not in place. Place your hand in the middle of the tank cover and pull it upwards to release it from the securing slot on the tank. Repeat the procedure on the other side of the tank cover. Put the fuel cap back in place. Remove the 4 Allen bolts that keep the windscreen in place. Remove both side screens by removing the indicated bolts. Pull them forward to release them from the securing slots. Cut the zip tie that secures the cables on the headlight support. Disconnect the 12V socket connector. Repeat on the other side and disconnect the headlight connector. Remove the 2 bolts that secure the silver bar. Remove the 3 Allen bolts that keep the left side of the headlight support in place. Repeat the procedure on the right side. Remove the 2 bolts that secure the speedo on the headlight. Pull the speedo upwards to release it from its mounting point. Pull the rubber cover and disconnect the speedo connector. Disconnect the smaller connector on the air temp sensor. Remove the 2 bolts that secure the headlight on the bike. Carefully cut the black tape that keeps the speedo cable on the plastic clip. Alternatively, you could try to remove the clip from the headlight. This is not recommended as it's very easy to break the clip, but if you are confident, proceed with caution. Remove the top bolts that secure the headlight bracket on the bike. Remove the bolts that secure the guard on the radiator, 1 on each side. Push the guard towards the right side of the bike to release it from the mounting pin. Use small pliers to release the 2 clips that secure the brake hose on the radiator guard. Install the new radiator guard by reversing the removal procedure. Use the supplied bolts instead of the original ones. Apply a mild thread lock and torque to 10 Nm. Place the headlight on a soft surface. This will ensure the plastic screen is not scratched. Remove the 4 bolts that secure the headlight cover. These bolts will be used to mount the speedo bracket on the navigation backplate. Remove the 12V socket from the headlight support. Remove the round rubber cover from the other side of the headlight support. Install the LED spider clamp on the headlight using the supplied M6 bolts. Take a moment to appreciate the design, manufacturing, and engineering of this part. Good. Now proceed to the next step. Apply thread lock and torque them to 10 Newton meters. Install the rubber cover on the left top fairing bracket. Install the 12V socket on the right top fairing bracket. Remove the 3 Phillips screws that secure the speedo on the mount. Remove the Allen bolt that keeps the air temp sensor in place. Remove the 3 rubber grommets from the speedo mount. These grommets will be used on the Rally Kit speedo mount. Mount the grommets on the CNC machined speedo mount using a pair of small pliers. Install the speedo bracket on the navigation backplate. Use the 4 Allen bolts that were removed from the headlight cover. Apply a mild thread lock and torque them to 10 Newton meters. Put the speedo on the bracket. Turn the backplate upside down and secure the speedo in its place using the original Phillips screws. Carefully hand tighten them until they stop turning. Do not use thread lock. Install the air temp sensor on the supplied bracket using the original bolt. Put the hose on the sensor. Remember to route that hose so that water drains, and preferably it should face the rear part of the bike. Secure the sensor bracket at the rear side of the backplate using the supplied zip tie. Install the supplied anti-vibration dampeners on the backplate support. Hand tighten them. Do not use thread lock. Assemble the main part of the navigation tower using the supplied nuts and bolts. We recommend installing all the navigation tower bolts from the left side, just like the original bolts on the bike. This is purely for aesthetic reasons. Remove the turn indicators from the original side panels by removing the securing clip from the rear of the indicators. Install them on Aurora side panels by reversing the removal procedure. Please note that in case you want to install the speedo on the handlebars, you must release the speedo cable from the metal bracket. Place the main part of the navigation tower by using the supplied nuts and bolts. Tighten all 5 bolts and torque them to 25 Newton meters. Make sure the parts are correctly aligned before fully tightening. Do not use thread lock as this will permanently damage the nylock nuts. The top fairing brackets are mounted on the tower using a black spacer and an anti-vibration dampener. This gives the ability of a predefined movement in case of a crash. Put the spacer on top and the AV dampener on the bottom. Torque the nuts to 10 Newton meters. Do not use thread lock. Repeat the procedure on the other side. Mount the headlight on the tower using the supplied bolts. Before tightening, adjust the height of the headlight. The oval slot allows for better aim, and the beam can still be adjusted further using the OEM adjusters. Tighten bolts starting from the lower one. Torque them to 25 Newton meters. Do not use thread lock. Before mounting the backplate support and the windshield brackets, put some EVA foam on the headlight to protect it from the windshield bolts. Apply EVA at the exact same positions on the other side of the headlight. Install both the backplate support and the triangle on top of the tower. Use the 6 supplied Allen bolts to secure them in place. Apply a mild thread lock and torque to 10 Newton meters. Remove the 4 M6 bolts and washers from the backplate support. Install the remaining M5 well nuts that are not already on the brackets. The easiest way to do this is to push them from the rear side of the bracket toward the front. Install the windshield brackets on the triangle support. Apply a mild thread lock and torque to 10 Newton meters. Use the supplied zip ties to secure the speedo cable on the tower. Turn the steering left and right slowly to check that the ignition lock never touches the cable. Adjust if necessary. Connect the speedo and the air temp sensor. Secure the backplate in place by using the bolts and washers that were removed previously. Adjust the angle of the backplate according to your needs. Sit on the bike and check the viewing angle if you need to. Hand tighten the bolts until they stop turning. Do not use thread lock. After connecting the power socket and the headlight, use the supplied zip ties to secure the cables on the indicated area of the fairing brackets. Repeat this procedure on the left side. Mount the lower fairing brackets on the bike using the supplied bolts. Install the M6 bolt on top and the M5 bolt on the bottom. Please note that on the left side, the included spacer must be installed between the bracket and the lower mounting position. Apply a mild thread lock and torque the top bolt to 10 Newton meters. The bottom one should be torqued to 8 Newton meters, so be careful. Install the M6 Zeus clip on the slot of the bracket. Before installing the side panels, you need to install a strip of EVA foam on the middle of the tank, all the way from the filler cap toward the seat. This is to protect the fuel tank from scratches and give some room to the assembly. Put the side panels on the bike and secure them in place using the original hardware. 6 Allen bolts and 2 plastic clips should be used for both side panels. Apply a mild thread lock and torque to 10 Newton meters. Install the side screens on the bike by using the original bolts. Make sure that the rear part of the screen is secured on the hook inside the side panel. We We recommend applying EVA foam between the side screens and the panels to protect them both from scratches and vibration noises. Repeat the procedure on the other side. Use the supplied bolts and rubber spacers to install the main part of the windshield. Please note that you need to put the rubber spacers between the screen and the brackets. The easiest way to do this is to secure both bolts on each side, one at a time. Hand tighten and do not use thread lock in any of these bolts. Install the supplied bolts, washers, and nuts to secure the side panels on the top fairing brackets. For better alignment, proceed to this step after installing the windshield. If you're not installing a second power socket, we recommend covering the connector with a waterproof tape. Torque to 8 Newton meters. Do not use thread lock. Should you need more space on the navigation tower for your GPS, tablet, or road book holder, you can choose to install the speedo on the handlebars. Remove the speedo and the speedo bracket from the back plate. Install the supplied bracket on the back plate using the included countersunk bolts. This way, you can still install any additional device on the tower. Remove the handlebar bolts. Install the speedo bracket on the handlebars using the supplied bolts. Align the handlebar and torque the bolts to 28 Newton meters. Do not use thread lock. Install the speedo on the bracket using the original Phillips screws. Carefully hand tighten them until they stop turning. Do not use thread lock. Your Aurora T700 Rally is now ready for its first rider. Congratulations on installing the most advanced kit in the market for the T700, and please remember to register your kit using the information on your warranty card in order to enjoy the benefits of a lifetime warranty where applicable. If you need more help, feel free to send us an email to the indicated address. Thank you for choosing Aurora Rally Equipment, the most innovative kit manager to date.